So, a successful speech has three parts to it. The first part is the past. This is the part that we'll start with because of cohesiveness and functionality and organizational purposes. So the past starts with a story of a young boy growing up. This young boy did not grow up in a privileged society or part of the world. He grew up in a poor rural area with 3 siblings in a family of 6. Growing up, this boy came under the realization that only 2 or 1 of his high school graduating class would be able to attend college. Against all odds, this boy was able to grow up into this wonderful person and become and graduate at the top of his class. He was number 1. He attended college. He then went on to become a medical doctor. And in his pursuit for happiness, he was able to find many friends. He was very successful in life. And this was in his homeland. And then after he had done this, he decided to move. He moved to the United States. He left all of his friends. He left all of his ideas and his success because of one person, and that was his son. He moved to the United States because he cared about his son. Going a decade or 2 into the future from that point, we have a building that has nothing in it. There's no people. There's no rules. There's no regulations. There's no sense of community or culture in this place. It's empty. It's desolate. And then fast forward 2 years from there, you have people living in the building. You have a sense of culture, a sense of community. You have rules and regulations in the form of a constitution. You have a sense of identity with your colors and rules based on constitution. You have leaders and McMurtry masters and McMurtry RAs. As you guys have guessed right now, that building is McMurtry. Going off of that, let's not forget where we would be without the leaders of our community, our upperclassmen. By the way, that story about that young boy, that was my father. In case none of y'all caught that. But this community, this McMurtry community, it would not have been so successful without its upperclassmen, without its coordinators, one of them sitting right in front of me, without its executive council. Where would we stand without them? They led us, even though they were already part of a community, they were part of their own culture. They left that culture for us because they cared about us. They wanted to see something magical happen here in the confines of the McMurtry. They wanted to see us build a culture. And that was so important for them that they decided to leave everything they ever had in college life just so that they could build this with us. And that's what I feel with my father. He left his homeland and everything that he had there just so he could build a future with me. And then that brings us to the second part of the speech, is the present. So today we live in a dynamically social environment. And we actually live in a transition environment. In fact, many of the leaders, the coordinators that we've had, the role models that we've had, they're leaving soon. They're going to be passing through that side port for one last time. But let us not forget what they have left for us. They have left for us a sense of passion for McMurtry College. They have instilled this into our hearts. We have come to understand and realize what McMurtry has really meant for us. We have loved this culture and community, and we want for it to grow. And in that sense, they will never leave us. Their legacy will never leave us. And with that part, we will then move on to the future. So the Prime Minister, the principal position of this positively purposeful palace of purple. Our president's powerful patron, purposefully placed among the people to pursue and persevere our personalities through past, present, and prospective future. I pursue this profession, promising a progressive plan, providing prosperity and perseverance and passion parallel to that of our forefathers. Pragmatic and practically perfect is this building that I shall predict the 2011 Beer Bike Prize. The possessor will be this purple population over the puny, pungent Duncan. I plead to you to perceive my prose plus pronunciation as practice and premium perfection. And I aim to allow you to pick your preferences in poll. And I pray that you will pick me, yours truly, for Prime Minister.